691-793. Hello there. Welcome to another session of our program, Cybersecurity Outreach. The purpose of this program is to help youngsters that are trying to learn new skills in computer science. We do a lot of this program, and if you go to our YouTube channel, you will find couples of sessions that we've had before now. I want to thank you for joining us today. Today, we're going to continue with our program on Python. So for those of you that never used Python before, I'm going to show you how to download Python. And after downloading it, I am going to show you how to install it and how to set up your environment. I'll also show you how to set up PyCharm, which is an IDE, an integrated environment where you can type your Python code and make it easy for you to use the Python, write your Python codes easily. So let us start. I'm going to share my screen now, and I'm going to show you how to first of all download Python. So let me share my screen. So if I want to download Python, I just go here and I say download. I type download Python for Windows on my browser. So when I click on it, it will give me the Python. Okay, it will give me the Python website where I can download Python. If you see here, it's showing www.python.org. So if I click on it now, that depends on if you are using Windows. If you're using Mac or you're using Linux, there are different versions of Python for you. So when you click on download here, it will take you to the website. Now, Python is an interpreted language. What that means is that with Python, it seems easier for the computer to interpret, or like a speaker, an interpreter that speaks to you, or that says that if you're learning, if you go to France and you want to talk to somebody in French, you get a person in between that can understand both languages. Now, the person in between is the interpreter. While you speak English, you tell him what you have to say in English, and somebody else will now interpret to the next person in French. So that's what interpreters do. So in Python, in programming languages, there are basically two types of programming languages. You have languages that are compiled. Like if you've heard of Java programming, Java codes are compiled before they can be executed by the machine. But for Python, it's easier because Python codes are interpreted. Now, the beauty of that is that if you compile a code, you can only use it for that machine, okay? But if you are using an interpreted script, you can use it in very many other machines, whether it's Linux, whether it's Mac or whatever. So also, okay, before we go into downloading, let me just say, why must I learn Python? Python is one of the most popular programming languages, okay, and it's fast growing, and it is quicker and easier to learn. That is why we are encouraging people to learn Python. It is very easy to learn. It doesn't take a lot of time for you to learn it. And you use it in a lot of fun things, like you use it for games. Like currently, I know someone that is working on Minecraft. Minecraft is a game and he's trying to build his own moles. And he is using Python based on what he had learned from this program to build it. So what we are trying to bring to you is just a foundation, and we expect that wherever you are, you're going to be able to use this and grow out of it. Like Google, YouTube, Instagram, they all use Python code. So there are a lot of usages or uses you can put Python to. So we have opened the environment now, and you can see here, download Python. As soon as I click on it, I've just clicked on it, you can see that it has started downloading. So I will stop this because I downloaded it before. Then let me go to my file and try to, let me go to my file and look for the one I've downloaded. So after download, so let's close this. Okay. Sorry about that. I want to open the command prompt so that you can see it. So let me share again. So that's the command prompt. So I finished installing Python. So for me to use Python on my command prompt, I just type py. So it has opened the screen for me to be able to type any of my Python code. So if I just say print and say, because this is a string, I'm to type hello world. So you can see that this is a Python script. So just type print hello world. Note, I type py to take me to the Python IDE. Now I'm there because, as you can see, these 3 lines are telling me that I can write Python codes. This 1, 2, 3. It's telling me that I can write my Python code now. So I've written a Python code, the simplest form of Python code, and I wrote it. You see the way I put it between 2 parentheses. I use this command print. So what I'm telling it is to give me back what I have in this parentheses, okay? And I put it in double quotes because it is letters. It is not used for calculation. So I'll talk about that later. So if I say print and I put it like this and I say hello world, then I press enter. Can you see that? It has brought out what is written here, meaning that this script is working fine. So this is how I test that my Python was properly installed. So now I will exit and leave this environment. We'll go to a simpler environment where you can work. So I've left the environment. I will exit this now. Okay, that's good. So I'll share again and I'll share this screen. So now I've gone through how to install Python. So I want us to use an integrated development environment, which is called PyCharm. PyCharm is very easy to use. It makes the work easier for you when you're writing codes. It helps you with error checks and a lot of things. So I always use it when I write my code. So for us to do that, we will go through the steps again. Like I told you earlier, I'm going to drop the information for you, and so that you can do it yourself. And if you have issues, let me know, okay? So I go to Google and I type PyCharm, and this is what opens up. So I click on download PyCharm. Hello, are you people seeing my screen? If you see my screen, let me know. Hello? Okay.
Yeah, I see it. I can see your screen.
You can see my screen. Thank you. But are you understanding what I'm doing?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. If you have
Yes,
any question,
madam.
okay. If you have any question, let me know. Thank you.
Okay.
So let me continue. Now, after clicking on download, it will show me this screen. Note was here. It will show me something like a command prompt. You now know what a command prompt is. Okay. For those of you that are online, please, we are using the free Zoom. So it's about closing up, so you have to log in again. Hope you don't mind us doing that. Okay. So in case it stops, all you need to do is to try to come in again, because we are using the free Zoom. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, good. So as you can see here, after saying download, it will now come up with this screen. It says Y for yes and no for no, I don't want to agree to what you are doing. Now, if you go to the next screen, you will see where I put Y. Can you see here? I typed in Y, capital Y, because I want to download. Now, this PyCharm has a professional edition and a community edition. So we're going to use the community edition, which is free. So I'll click download. Then after that, it will start downloading. You can see it here. So I have downloaded it. So after downloading, I will install it, following the step by step. And after installing, we'll get to this environment. So let me stop sharing so that I open the next environment for you, which is the Python environment. The PyCharm environment, rather. So it's coming up now. Just wait for it. So while it's coming up, let me just continue talking about Python. Python is the way to go. It is a nice and easy programming language to learn. Okay, now this is the PyCharm IDE. I already have some programs here. So, but for you, it will show you a brand new screen. Okay, so you will say, you start off from here. I'm sorry, it's a bit slow because PyCharm is it's kind of heavy on the RAM. So I'll click here on File. Because first of all, I have to create a new project, then I'll create a new file. So I want to show you how to do that. Now, you see this file, new project. So So you can see it's giving it a default name, project 1, but I'm going to call it I'm going to give it a name, fundamentals fun cyber Python. I'll just leave it like this. Now, there's something you will notice while we're going on. I'll tell you that later, but all you need to do is to give it a name, okay? Now, it has a default environment. You notice that we installed Python. So this is where Python was installed, and this is showing you the link to the Python that we installed, okay? Then you click create. So it will take some time. It will try set up the virtual environment. So I'm going to tell it to open in a new window. So if you have any problem while installing PyCharm or while setting up Python, setting up PyCharm for the first use, just let me know and I'm going to help you through it. Is that okay? So as you can see, it's loading the components. You can see the name I use, Fun Cyber PY. So it's loading the component for this project. It's preparing the workspace. It's creating the virtual environment. So this usually takes some time, but you just have to be patient.
I would like to ask you a question, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
With this PyCharm, without the PyCharm, can I be able to code only in Python?
Yes, but you will keep writing your programs one after the other. Okay? This PyCharm makes writing code very easy. You saw when I was using the command prompt, okay? You saw that when I pressed on enter, it went to a new line. But here you can press on enter, you can edit, you can correct your errors, and it is only when you tell it to run that it can run. Okay? But immediately you press enter from the command prompt, its assumption is that you want it to run. It's a very low-end IDE, but this is very high-end. It has been improved on.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Now it's helping me. That's the beauty of PyCharm. But normally you will not find it here. Okay? Oh, let me run from here. Is it there? You can see it's not here. Okay? So it's good programming practice to save your work. Okay? Just, you've been taught about your RAM and your ROM, right? Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
You've been taught about your RAM and your hard disks, that the things on your RAM are volatile, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So when you save, you are able to keep the information if power goes out, right?
Okay.
So we just try to do what we know is right, even though sometimes the system can auto-save for us. Is that okay?
Yes, so
Good. So let me go back here. Then we talked about the next one we did was lesson 2. We tried to explain the different data types here. Here, I showed you my age and I put it within quotes, and I said anything within quotes are strings. And your age, I defined it as an integer by putting a 6 inside of it. Now, the first thing we did was we tried to add these two, a string to an integer. And when we run it, listen to, so the error that came out, it's a type error. Can't, okay, string, it's not an integer. Okay, so you cannot concatenate. We'll talk about that in our next class, what concatenation is. Okay, so, but I now told you about casting, that you can just, Python makes things easy for you. So you can just change an information on the go, okay? So here I typed int to tell the computer that this, though is a string, convert it for me to an integer and add up. It still remains a string, but on this line, it has been converted to an integer. So this is 5 and this is 6. So now when I run it again, you can see the addition did occur. It is now 11. Okay. Meanwhile, this line, print type, I'm telling you, the computer, tell me the type of data that is stored in this location. So when I say print type your age, it's telling me that your age, let me do this so that it will be easier for you. So this one is your age, right? And this one is my age. So now let's run it again. See, so it's telling you that your age is an integer data type and my age is a string data type. But as you can see here, because I casted it, okay, it was able to convert my age, which is an integer, which is a string, to an integer and added it to your age, and it gave me 11. So, do we all understand? Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You do, right? So, we're going to be here again on Sunday, 7 o'clock. So it's late already. So can you all send me your phone numbers so that I'll share the step-by-step on how to download Python and PyCharm and these lessons that we have done. Okay, I'll send you a note, then I'll send you an assignment that will keep you busy before Sunday. Is that okay?
Yes.
So just,
you may WhatsApp number.
okay, just send it to me here right now on the chat, so that send me your numbers so I can, or if you want me to send it through an email, I can do that as well. Okay, so just put it on the chat box here and let me have the numbers, and put your name by it so that I can know your name and I know who I'm addressing it to. Is that okay? So I want to apologize on behalf of Professor Kumbo. He couldn't make it today. He